Hello, welcome to Spy Money. It is 1100 Eastern Time. The London just shut down, and we want to talk about all of these accounts here, what I've got going on. These are all Apex accounts. None of these are live. They're all evaluation accounts, and this is what I traded today. Now, there's two different accounts on here. There is a Rhythmic, and there is a CQG. The CQG is underneath the Apex site now, and they just changed it so that let me get this pulled up here right. Shoot, close that one out. Close this one out. Got too many browsers. So I'm going to show you the Apex site. If you go into Apex, you now have Rhythmic at the top. Do not do this one. And then right here you have Tradovate Ninja Plan. Do these. So if you don't see Tradovate in your right here, don't do it, because up here, see, you don't see it. You want to make sure you're on the Tradovate. The Tradovate gives you CQG data. That is the same data that you use under a live account with NinjaTrader. It's good data. It's one of the best out there, and it works. So whenever you don't have the errors and all that. I've been trading the Rhythmic today, and it's just been error after error. I've run the bots on it. It was getting errors there. There was no trade copier. So it had nothing to do with that. It was just, Ninja. Or not Ninja, but Rhythmic data. So I go ahead and I do some trades single. So I'm not manually trading it and still getting errors every time that it would close out. And that's our biggest problem with blowing up accounts is, the Rhythmic data will not, it'll leave hanging orders, and then you come back later and you realize that you have blown your accounts and you weren't even in a trade. I use Take Profit, and Take Profit uses the same thing as what Apex is doing now with the Tradovate. So with Tradovate, I can actually sign into Tradovate. So let me do this right here. I don't want to show the accounts and stuff, but so whenever I go into Tradovate, and it will go into simulation because that's what your account is there, and then you'll have a drop down here, and it will show all of your accounts that you have. So within here, it'll show what you need to do. So in order to get this to work, you have to sign in to Tradovate first. And there's some check marks that you have to agree to and everything. And once you get that, then you come back over to your NinjaTrader and go to connections. So you go here, and you go down here, and you'll see Tradovate. Now, before you do that, you have to log out of everything. You have to go to help, and you have to go to your license key, and you have to use the license key that Apex gives you. If you don't use that license key, you won't see Tradovate come up. So the very first thing you have to do is, number one, is you go in and you buy the accounts. So let me go back over here. Let's see there. You're going to go to your Apex, and you are going to look for the Tradovate, and then you're going to pick the account you want. Honestly, 50,000 is all you need. You get 10 contracts. If you're trading 20 accounts, as long as everything works good, this is all you need. And it's $40 and change. It's a little bit more expensive than this one. I think this one's like $37 and this one's $40. But this is the one you want because it actually works with ease. I mean, I haven't had any errors at all today. It's just been really smooth. So when you go into here and you click this and you go through all the buying process and everything, then you go back into your accounts under Apex. I'm not going to show mine because it shows the username, password, and all that. But you go back in there and you take that information and you log in. You log in to Tradovate. So you'll go to Tradovate.com and then you'll click login. And when you click login, you'll put the username and password that Apex gives you. It's the same one that you'll sign in under NinjaTrader. So once you sign in, and it'll ask you non-professional, professional, you're non-professional. You click on that, and then once you click on non-professional, it will open up, and there's a series of forms that you have to sign. So down at the bottom, it'll ask you to sign your name. It has to be exactly the same as what the printed version is. So as soon as you go down there, and it'll say like print, and mine says Spy Money LLC Brad Sanford. It has to be exactly like that. Uppercase, lowercase, spaces, everything. It has to be exact. You put that in, and then you agree, and then it will open up this right here. So up here, I'm not going to click on it, but when you click this drop list, it will show all of your accounts. And once it shows all of your accounts, you know that you're there. So then you go back over here. You disconnect. You make sure that your license key has been changed to the Apex one. It won't work otherwise. It won't work on your lifetime license. So once you do that, then a new one will pop up called Tradovate. And you're going to click on this, double click it, and it's going to open over here. You're going to put the same username that you put in Tradovate. You're going to put it here and the same password. That's all you have to do. Change this right here to what you want to call it. I've got mine called Apex CQG. My old one is, I'm going to change it to Rhythmic. So that way I know the two differences. Now, can you log in on both of those accounts at the same time? Absolutely. Right now, you will see that I'm in both of these right here. So I'm in both of these accounts right now. How can you do that? Well, one is Rhythmic right here, and one is CQG. If you have two data feeds, you can sign into it. If you had another data feed like Kinetic, if you wanted to do that one, you could sign in there as well. As long as they're a different data feed, you can sign in. That's the trick to it. And since the Tradovate is CQG data, that means that you can trade both. So can you trade the Rhythmic and the Apex accounts at the same time? Absolutely. I don't know if I would do that because someone today in the group, in our Discord group, said that they were trading the two different ones and they had issues with like doubling the contracts and things like that. So I don't think I would do that. If I were you, if you have accounts that are not live accounts yet, or like these right here are going to be live accounts in one day, so I'm not going to give those up, because once I get them, I'll go ahead and get some money out of them. Once I get some money out of them, then I will probably go ahead and just go ahead and take these 7 and buy 7 more Tradovate ones and get them traded up. And then once I get them traded up, I can cancel these if I want. Because once I get them and they're live accounts, then I don't need these. So therefore, I could go ahead and trade the others, and I won't miss any money. So I would rather be all on Tradovate, the CQG data. I would rather be all my accounts be on that as to be on the Rhythmic. Now, there's one question a lot of people will have is, can I have 20 accounts on Rhythmic and 20 on the CQG? No, can't do it. You can only have 20 accounts total with Apex. But the way the CQG data is working, then I have no problem just putting all 20 of them there. The Rhythmic we have had nothing but issues with. And, I know Apex has been working on it, but it's just Rhythmic is just not good connection for them. So that's why they have moved over to Tradovate. Well, they haven't moved over, they've added. But if I were you, and if you're going to sign up, I would do the Tradovate buying, which is over here. I would scroll down here, and I would pick the 50,000 is all you really need. And if you think about it, if you only want to make, say, $500 a day, which is so easy to make. I mean, look here, I made $1,400 in like a couple trades. But if you make $500 a trade over 20 accounts, that's $10,000 a day. And you really just don't need to make, any more than that. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't need to. I wanted to go ahead and get these passed today so I don't have to fool with it anymore. And that's the one good part about Apex is you can make all the money in one day, and then you just trade your micro the rest of the time. So, Apex is, I'll give them credit. Apex as a company is a good company, and Daryl's always been forthright about, taking care of things. And if it truly is their fault, he has reset people's accounts for free, or if they're PA accounts or even SIM accounts, the valuation accounts, he has backdated them to the day before to say, hey, we'll just forget about today, we'll go back to yesterday, and you move on. He has done that for a lot of people. So I know that as a company, they want to do the right thing, but the problem has been the Rhythmic data, and they have just been pulling their hair out with it. I mean, some days you go in, and I mean, they reset everybody's accounts because Rhythmic has screwed it all up. So Apex as a company, I think is a good company, and now that they have the Tradovate plugin, I think that they are number one. I'll give them that. Take profit, I was putting everybody over there, but they don't have multiple accounts. That was the big problem. But with take profit, you do get paid quicker. So you might want to do a take profit account and do your Apex accounts and then trade your take profit account up just to make the money to pay all the Apex fees. And it'll probably work for you. So that's what I would do. Um, so between take profit is still great. I love them. But Apex, because of this right here, being able to use, when they first started, they couldn't use NinjaTrader with this. Therefore, I couldn't use it. It was just Tradovate only. My understanding. I may be wrong, but my understanding that was true. But now that they've got it to where you can do the CQG data within NinjaTrader, then, in my opinion, they're number one. So that's where we are with it. I am pretty much done trading today. I don't like to trade past the London close because it just starts chopping. As you can see right here, this is my chart. This is how I trade. We call it the trender strategy. And what it is, I've got the shaker. I've got the auto levels. These are my levels. My indicator automatically goes up and grabs them off the server and puts them on your chart. This is all included in the Ninja Suite. So we have the balance, which is the TP1, the TP2. It will eventually get right up here, I'm sure, but it's hard to tell what it will chop around to get there. And then you have your other levels, like your initial balance. This is the first hour of trading, your high and low of the first hour, and then it takes a median of that. So you can see the purple lines are my main levels, and then you have the balance down here. So if we go ahead and scroll back and look at this, you can see that it has just taken off. I believe that we're going to the 13030. Well, actually, we hit it right there, 13031. That was my target. So at this point, it's going to chop around quite a bit. It will probably sell off from here. 13031 was the bottom of my zone. So, I mean, there's a chance it can go up to 1367. I think yesterday it was all the way up to, where did it go yesterday? Where is that? It's not showing on here for some reason. Let me go to a 40 bar right here. So 13082 was yesterday's high. Now, when you look at this looks like a big mess, but we don't look at the charts like this. We look at the charts in a smaller time frame. We're scalpers, so we're looking to go ahead and just scalp little things. I would not trade the 40 on a scalp. The 40 works really well if you're looking for longer trades, and we run the 40 on some of our bots, so it actually does pretty good. Right here you have the head and shoulders, barely right there, and then it just starts shooting up. Not quite a head and shoulders, but close. And it's actually going up. We will more than likely probably hit the 82 today, and then it will sell off. I believe that we're going to see the 11,700 on NQ over the next, I'd say probably the next week to 2 weeks. I think we'll see it. So right now, this is how we trade. It is using the trender strategy. I usually run a 15 spy money bars. These are bars that I created. They're included in the Ninja Suite, and it works really well. I like them. They're a cross between a Renko and a range bar. It's similar. It's a cross between them. But I won't give out my secrets on it. But it actually works really well. And when we use this shaker, when we see a shaker start turning orange, that's a good indication that we're getting ready to dump. That's what's going to happen. That doesn't mean it won't keep making some highs through here. But when you see the shaker starting to curl over, that's a good indication that we need to start looking at taking some shorts out of it. And especially when we get the down right here, and when this pulls back up, it'll probably come back up and touch this shaker, which will be right over in here somewhere. It'll probably pull back, maybe touch this level here, and then that next one is where we want to take a short. So all of this is included in the Ninja Suite, and I know that we have people in here that are actually in Ninja Suite, but I'm going to go over this real quick, so just bear with me, and then we'll get back to our training. And so if you want to be a part of the Ninja Suite, what you do is go to spymoneyllc.com, you go down to the Ninja Suite, and when you click on that, there's two different options that you can do. You can do the auto bots and indicators, or just the indicators. And if you scroll down, the Autobots, these are the bots that we have. There's 11 bots that we end up using. I used the Boss bot last night. It's the first time I've used it. And the Boss bot ended up making, I think it was about $2,000 I ended up making with it before I shut it off. And it did really well. And that was running from the opening session, until this morning. And then the indicators, here's a list of all the indicators. We're working on a chart trader. We've released the beta version, and it seems to be working pretty good. Add-ons, we have the trade copier, the toolbar. We've got all these drawing tools. The Fibonacci retracement's a really good one. Here's all the questions I usually get. If that doesn't answer your questions, come up here to the contact us. Put your information in here. If you need to talk to me, put your phone number, best time to talk to you. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so make sure that you put that in there so I know when. I get confused on times. Or just put your questions and I'll answer you back. But that's how it works, and we have some good people in there. We've turned some people that were struggling really bad into really successful traders. We have people that have been in there for months and years and doing pretty good. If you have any questions, let me know, and we will try to get you answered and get you started and get you included in the Ninja Suite. Have a good day.